Okay. That does not work. At least that will give some good lighting. Okay. Bisa, 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 Kecoh. Where you go? You good? Okay. What should I do to this one? Susiana. It did say maybe rain this morning. Huh. Alrighty. So I think I got it a little bit figured out. Don't know how to do the overlay yet, but hey, what? Yeah, a little bit. What's up? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh okay. I think it might rain pretty quick. They said 30% chance of showers for this morning, so I'll probably, yeah, yeah, I'll probably do it later today when we get home. All right, alrighty, love you. Bye. Oh, alright, let's take a peek here. Oh, maybe go back in. Yep. Alrighty. So which one's this one? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Right. Let's see what that does. So that should pop me up with that, yeah. Okay. Okay, awesome. Sweet. Alrighty. Doesn't look like I have anybody else in here, but that's okay. Because I'm a new guy. It's my first actual live stream where I'm talking. So, till other people come in and whatnots. La 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 la. Alrighty. So, got that. That's awesome. Be cool if I figure out how to do other things. Let's wonder how this will look. Cheers. Cheers. Yay. They do show. It's kind of funny. Hearts. It's not a whole lot, but all right. Boy. Okay. What you doing, Minnie? Little kitty. As usual. Are you still in my spot? Jesus fuck. Should I guess it kind of works. Super quiet. Okay. Give it a like. Give it a like. There it goes. Bad little fucker. That one. She's a crazy little demon. All right. What to do today? A little bit of high cookie, buddy. Okay, I gotcha. I know I miss Smokey too. People say blinkies are hard. I think that was long enough, or that doesn't count as coughing. My little cat here loves the tips. Don't you? No bastard. We need to get off the table. How to do horizontals. That's what I don't understand. Home dash. Huh. Oh, okay, so that's what that would mean. Hey, fuck off, Minnie. Little bastard. Come here. So that's what this would be. Call current viewers, views, chat rate 0. Let's see what a Q&A will look like. So, how does that work? That is weird. Okay. Go back to top chat. Live chat. Okay. So I think I'm understanding it a little bit more. A couple things that I'm not understanding. How to get horizontal or vertical. So that should not be in there. That should be people vlogs. Playlist no. No, it doesn't. No. Don't sound like rain. Go custom. Let's see. It's slow mode for 15 seconds. Save that. Ready one. One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three. Huh? No, I don't think I want that. Slow mode. Stupid. Okay. Slow mode. So I'm just double checking stuff, seeing what's all what. I don't know how to do the overlays like other people do, so I'm super new, really fucking new. Don't mind me. So, I don't know how to do any of that stuff that everybody else does. I am not computer skilled anymore. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a peeky. Still nobody. You're in my spot, Manny. Let's move over a little. Let's see if there's anything on the news. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys my local news station's webpage. Not that one. It's here. Alright. So here's my news station's webpage. Just give me 1 second. Alright. So I know that it looks like fake news. Apparently other people have said that before. So, Castanet Vernon, they have been directed from the city not to post any stories unless it's actually through them. That's why I say that there's government control. Just like the Vietnam era, yeah, it's government controls our news. No matter what you want to say, that's just how it is. So anyhow, let's take a peek at the local area. All right. So this one here is pretty sad. It's actually from as you see, Lumby. 25K outside of Vernon. Yeah. It's quite sad. And then this is near where my wife works, actually. Click on the photo. So, right here where my mouse is, that's the parking lot of her work job site. And then I think this building here, or yeah, up top here, that's cement mixer there. So it would actually be this one. That's the warehouse where they bale up pop cans, plastic bottles, commercial recycling from around the city, straight cardboard or a mixture they call single stream, which is plastic and cardboard. It's pretty cool. So this big building, that's Cal Tire headquarters. So if people don't know about Cal Tire, I'll show you guys. Cal. So this is actually cool, because it's pretty. So Cal Tire started in Vernon. It's originally from Vernon. So if you guys have a Cal Tire shop wherever you're at, just know it originally started in Vernon, British Columbia. They wanted to move it out to Ontario and whatnot. The owner said no. He wasn't moving it. So yeah, I guess don't really much, no wiki thing on it. Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool shop. Local, I like it. What else? Yeah. So that murder happened a couple years back. I think the year we moved out to Lumby here is when that happened. So, yeah. Hope people are having a good day. It's pretty great out today. Said that it was supposed to rain, but you never know. It's one thing about living in the mountains. Don't see anything really. Oh, DH. What's going on, buddy? We're taken over by TikTok trolls and rage bait. Everyone, there is so much. I just blocked all their. Oh wow, D. Yeah, as a rat myself, I avoid this like whenever possible. That's crazy, man. Calling yourself a rat? Well, we all have our fun little quirks that we like, but all right. Well, with Jake, I see more of a mental illness with Jake than anything. Like I don't know his full story. I saw his stream at the beginning of this year, maybe end of last. Just seeing him, the state that he's at, um, it's hard to say about Jake. I think something got rattled loose. Um, it's hard to say, but if something happened to Jake when he was in jail, or if he's not taking his meds, chemical imbalance is a big one. So that is so true there too. It like puts on the act, like sitting there doing that jaw jack, air gizzles, like you guys say. That is just weird to me. But yeah, no, like you'll see it. He'll be doing something weird, then all of a sudden snap out of it, turn and be a normal person. So like it's weird. Like Jake is one character, and I think we can all call Jake a character maybe because he can switch that switch, just flip it in a heartbeat. So, oh, I think that rain's coming now. You might hear it. I live in a camper, so yeah. Oy. Right, that's so true. But like with that jaw movement, it almost looks like his jaw, like he's had it broken and it didn't get set back into place proper. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, I don't know. Like more than a few screws loose. He's classic Studebaker, you know. If you're old enough to know Studebakers, more screws loose than that. Oh yeah. Well, I'm not that far off though. You know, I struggle with my own mental illnesses. I do have depression, anxiety sometimes, conspiracy theories too. Those ones hit me hard. Um, I thought our local TELUS company, our phone provider, was trying to spy on me once, to the point where my mom actually almost called the hospital to put me in there. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, definitely. Like, you know, if spousal abuse, child abuse, stuff like that, it, you got that paperwork, you go to jail, it's not good for you. Uh, like, I'm Canadian, so I know what happens up here in Canada. I've watched the videos from the States. So, yeah, guaranteed he went in there, hit his wife, and he probably went in there with a smile on his face, too. Probably a smug little smile on his face. So I can see why he probably got beat. If he did get beat. I don't know for sure, so. Oh, Yeah. Well, and that's the weird thing about Jake is, I guess, from what I've seen and everything, he's from Santa Monica or Santa Fe. I think that it's California that he's originally from because I've seen the photos. And then yeah, but now he's in Arizona, so okay. Yeah. Well, I know one thing. A lot of the jails, prisons, they all need a pretty decent overhaul. Me personally, I don't know how or what ways to do it. Um, I watch lot of documentaries and stuff like that, and I think one of the best prison systems in the world would have to be up in the Netherlands, Denmark, Holland, stuff like that. They've got some really good programs. From what I've seen, they treat you like an actual human being. Still, it's not like you've done something wrong. It's or that they're actually punishing you for it. They're actually teaching and showing how that was wrong and stuff. Um, I don't know what documentary it was, but yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Like that felon that should have had a death penalty, he's still living, and he looks at everyone with compassion now, not like when he was bad. Uh, Yeah, that is very true. Jail is where criminals do learn the tricks of the trade. That's why it's not jail. It's not prison. They're going to college. It's university for the career criminals. Um, Growing up, I met a kid. His name was Vince. I just saw him in the news last week. I think it was 20+ year history of break and enter stuff like that. Like he it's all that he knew. Ever since he was 16, he was breaking into places, stealing cars, doing this, doing that. Just not a not a good person. Like I was kind of like that. I broke into a couple places, used to car hop, stole a truck once. That was my last one. Because yeah, I got pulled out of the truck, had a 9 mil stick down to the back of my skull from a cop. So yeah, so after that, that's when I learned, and thankfully, I was still a kid, so you know, learned not to get caught after that one. Crime adversity. Yeah, that's true. Like everybody does something borderline illegal or actually illegal growing up. It's all about the finding who you are and what you want to be. It doesn't matter what kind of home you come from. You could come from one of the best homes in the world, and you can turn out to be a piece of shit. You can come from one of the worst homes in the world, and you can become one of the best persons in the world. So it's all about the person themselves. Um, yeah. It's my little guy, Minnie. He's 14. I just put his brother down on Friday night. His lungs were failing. Kind of really hurt the family. Had him since he was a kitty. Shit was dumb, but I was broke. White boy from the hood. Yep, no. I get that. My mom and dad split up when I was in grade 8. So I was like 13, 14. Started living on the streets when I was 16. I was going to school. I had 2-3 jobs, and I was also in our cadet program up here in Canada. So, kind of like the cadet academies down in the States, you get to learn what the military does. Up here in Canada, rules changed over the years. 2003. Just wait, let me think. 2001, I went to basic marksman training. That was a 3-week course. I was only allowed to shoot Daisy air rifles. They're 22s. We did shoot a modified 303 to a 22. That was pretty cool. 2002, I was on Vancouver Island at HMCS Comox, or Quadra, sorry, in Comox, Goosebit Bay. I did a cookery training course there. Learned how to cook on a Navy vessel, the smallest Navy vessel for Canada Navy. It was called a YAG 75-footer. I learned to cook on that. It would actually suck to be a sailor. Not joking, if you're on a small ship like a YAG, all that you had was a microwave. Maybe a hot plate. But yeah, it's small kitchen. 2003, I went up to Whitehorse, the Yukon. I did an adventure training course up there. And that's where I actually got to field strip a C7. We weren't allowed to fire the C7s, which are AR. AR-14, I believe they were. It's a modified edition. It's pretty cool. Anyhow, and then after that, I did a pioneer trade, kind of like combat engineer. Got to build rafts, a confidence course tower, did plans for a bridge, stuff like that. Built a shack for all of the rock climbing gear for the cadets for the summer times. And then after that, I went into the kitchens as a cook in the camps and didn't like that. So, yeah. Yukon was really awesome. It's like very, very bright. It was like a sunrise for 2 hours. That was it. Come midway through August, it does get black at night, and it got cold. I was sleeping in one of the modular tents, the old sleeping arrangements. Yeah, it got cold. They gave us sleeping bags that went down to -40, and well, woke up one morning, all of us kids, we had frost all over our faces. So we got the day off, and then after that, we had to sleep in the barracks on the floors because, well, they ran out of beds. Yeah, no fences at that military facility up there. It used to be a boys' concentration, a boys' home, correctional center for youth kids. Very sad history up there, though. There were 6 suicides, so they shut down that facility, and then that's when the military took it over. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Campsite up there. Growing up, I watched a show called North of 60. It was about uh, native life up north, and I actually got to go through the campsites. Uh, I got to meet a few of the actors. Elsie, the grandma, on that show, she was absolutely wicked. I actually got to meet her, so that was cool. Um, oh yeah, it does get cold. This winter, actually, where I'm at, I think we only got down to the -20 once. Um, it snowed maybe 4 or 5 times this whole entire year. Just 4 or 5 times. That was it. Uh, I was hoping to use my snowshoes that I bought last year. Second season with no snow, which sucks. I'm very worried about the forest fires for this year. Uh, had one pretty close to our place last year. 6 kilometers away. It was fucking 400 feet from my buddy's house. Well, here in the Okanagan Valley, we with the for the Fahrenheit, we do go up into the triples. Uh, we see 40-degree, 50-degree weather sometimes. So yeah, 127. Oh, that just sounds so gross. I could not imagine being in 127 Fahrenheit. Oh, what would that be? Oh, okay, let's see. Swap those around. Yeah, 52. Oh, that'd be gross. That'd be like the 2021 summer that we had here. There was a really big forest fire that season. My mom, she got evacuated from her house, then my brother's house within 16 hours, and then within 12 hours of that, they got evacuated from the third place. Uh, all of Vernon got put onto evacuation alert. It was a big one, especially for where it started. Uh, but government told people not to do anything, that it was for firefighters to deal with. Where they were arresting farmers. Anybody who tried to help were getting arrested. Like, trying to protect your own house and you're getting arrested. It just doesn't make sense. Um, yeah. Well, oh, I've been up for 3 hours already. A little bit longer than three. I had to bring my wife to work. It's my day off. I think I'm off tomorrow too, so I might do another live stream in the morning. Have some coffee time. Uh, there's hockey tonight. Um, Montreal Canadiens against Carolina Hurricanes. Wife's gonna be having that playing in the background. Um, so I'll probably pop on live and laugh at her when she starts yelling and screaming at the TV because she likes both the teams. Well, being Canadian, we have to cheer for our Canadian boys. And Carolina, they do have a local Kamloops boy, Logan Stankoven, number 22. He's been doing absolutely amazing. Yeah, Don, if like the worst thing that Canada's done to our native communities is the most recent stuff is up in Nunavut. They've got a diesel leak contaminating a community's water source, and they're still charging an arm and a leg for water. A regular 12-pack of water, I don't know what people pay where you're all at. It varies. If you go to a gas station, you could be paying $10. Going to the grocery store, you could be paying maybe 7 or 8. Up north, well, out in Nunavut, they're paying over 50 fucking dollars for a flat of water. The big jugs of waters, these ones, 5 gallons, 18 liters, they're paying up to $75. I've seen tags say. So it's pretty gross. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that happens. We do have this thing in Canada called MAID. It's a medical assisted dying. It's horrible. Instead of actually trying to fix solutions with depression of having to be homeless or the chance of it, you know, uh, people got to work 3 jobs just to keep a roof over their head, gas in their vehicle, and food in their bellies. It's absolutely disgusting. Like I should be a lot heavier than I am. I'm not because I pick and choose when I'm gonna eat. Like I do eat once a day, minimum once a day. Um, may not be a whole lot, like a big fucking plate, but I do. Yeah, yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I'll be back in one quick sec. Oh, Suzanne. Alrighty. Oh. Well, Alberta is actually pushing for a separation vote, so that might happen. I know that they're doing that vote sometime this year. Danielle Smith, the premier there, she's actually got on board with that. I guess you can say. So yeah, freaking cold. So they'll be able to get that amount of signatures. Alberta is way different than any other fucking province. Like Quebec, they talked about separating years back. They weren't allowed, essentially, from what I gathered. Quebec wasn't allowed to separate from Canada back in the 90s when they wanted to because they had a national debt from the Olympics that they had there. It took a while for them to pay off that debt, but they finally got it paid off. Haven't heard much about it. I think it's because of all the immigrants that have moved into the Quebec area. They don't want Quebec to leave Canada now, so yeah. Yep. Yeah. But Alberta, they are pushing for it. They don't like our prime minister. I don't blame them. Me, I don't really like politics all too much. I used to try to be involved with politics when I was younger. I think the very first year that I voted, I had an old man ask me who I voted for, told him, and he just smiled. He said, it doesn't matter who you voted for, just know that you voted for a liar. And I asked what that meant, and he said, well, what you were told that they want is opposite. Just like the person I voted for told me a bunch of lies to get me to vote for him. And it took me a while before I finally actually saw what he was talking about. But it's true. No matter the political party that you vote for, they've lied to you. Here in BC, we've had conservatives going over to the liberals, and the liberals coming over to the conservative party. NDPs are linked up with one of the main parties. And that's one of the things I just watched a video about too, is political parties. Back in the day, like 50 years ago, whatever, there was a lot more political parties that actually had seatings and stuff. If you look at it now, there's only two major parties that get a seat, sit in the seats. Because, well, if you think about it, because, like, I'll use Canada because I don't know American politics, though. So Canada, you have your conservatives, your liberals, your Quebecois, NDPs, and like there's quite a few. But like the one that I'm gonna get to is the Green parties. Okay, like I'm not a Green Party guy. I used to be, but they're kind of crazy. We had a marijuana party at one point. They just kind of dispersed. There's a PPC, the People's Party of Canada. My brother's a supporter of them. We get along though. We do talk politics. Quite a bit of our views are the same but different. Oh shit, that one's picked up. Yeah. Anyhow, politics, all that they do is lie. There should be a lot more different parties to be running stuff, but there's only two. There is a video on YouTube about that. It was actually really cool. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know what to do today. And yeah, that is true. Yeah. You know, one of the saddest things about Canada is we've got this foreign workers policy where the Canadian government pays companies like this one here, good old Tim Hortons, they pay half the wage for foreign workers, which, don't get me wrong, you know, foreign workers do drive every country. Because if it wasn't for the foreign workers coming in here, how much product would that country be able to produce? Because one, I know for a fact, we used to do a lot of Quebec Frenchies coming over to do fruit picking, vegetable picking, stuff like that out here in BC. Well, they stopped that, started bringing in foreigners. A lot of Quebecers, they didn't want to do that work anymore either. Young kids nowadays, they don't want to work. The work that they want to do is this. What? Just sitting online doing the bare minimum job. They just want to live stream. Minnie, get the fuck off. So yeah, like, that's one of the shitty things about technology, I would say, especially monetization. People should not be getting paid to be sitting on their ass in front of a fucking screen talking to people. Depending on what it is, yes. But like these influencers, people that don't deserve it, Matthew Davis, you know, like people like that. And yeah, like, you know, there should be limitations about it. Canada is trying to push a law for social media using for people. If you're under the age of 9 or 16, they say no more internet. So government controls are coming. Canada's pushing a law. If you were born after, or yeah, if you're born in like 2008 towards now, you're not allowed to buy any more cigarettes. You're not allowed buying smokes. So, like, government controls coming. Kind of sucks, but that is what it is. Yeah. Alright, Minnie, get the fuck off. Boy. Alright, well, I'm gonna sign off for right now. Thanks for joining me, Dawn, and the other two people that came and left. So, thanks, mate. You have yourself a good day. I'll be on later. If I get bored again, I might pop on just for fun. Maybe do a video game or something. Show something. I don't know. All right. Have a good one.